back with another episode of Inside the 48. Today we are here with...
Crissy Kolarik.
Well, what got you into film?
Interesting story. It was probably 9 years ago, I think now. I was, my kids were out of school for the summer and I was looking for something to do. And I actually stumbled upon an ad looking for tall people for a movie. I said, a movie for tall people? I'm a shoo-in. So I actually went to the audition. I've never done any kind of acting ever in my whole life. Not since like grade school when I was like dressed like a lollipop or something, but never did anything in high school. I was always behind the scenes in high school. I did, I would be the artist that painted the murals, like the back of the stage. I would do the home murals and things like that. So it was my only involvement in theater. So I went to the audition for the Tall People movie. And I was cast on the spot. I was the tallest woman that showed up that day. So I met a lot of people on set and had some early involvement in the pre-production of that film. It was actually going to be an alien film with a breed of tall aliens and a breed of short aliens. Okay. And the tall ones were the bad guys. But because of my stature, they gave me a really good role. And all it was actually really exciting. All the special effects were going to be cool. I had this cool bodysuit that had like LED lights running through the arms and legs. Pretty cool. But they lost their funding.
Oh.
So the producers pulled out, lost the funding, so the first movie was never made. Interesting.
I was going to ask if we were able to see that on YouTube.
No, I know. It was interesting. That was a catalyst for me to get involved, but that movie was never made. But on set I met people, and those people said, oh, you need to come to this event, or try out for this movie, or go to training at these different places. So I started all those things, and I actually auditioned for like some student films and other short films, and I think I was cast in the first 4 out of 5 auditions that I did. I was like, wait a minute, maybe I should explore this more. And it kind of snowballed from there.
That was 9 years ago, you said?
Not 9 years ago, yeah.
I think I met you 5 or 6 years ago.
Yep.
You were doing that zombie mom thing.
Yeah.
How many 48s have you done?
I was just doing the math earlier. I believe, I don't have an exact number, I'm thinking it's something like 16 to 17 of them.
Yeah? Have you won any awards from any of those? Or?
We, as a team, had won some awards. We have always been sort of, not always, but several times we've been in like the top 3 to 5 teams as far as number of nominations. Been in second place a couple times. Yeah, so that's been, I think we've done well as a team. And over time we've gotten better and better. So
nothing like was that, you said as a team?
Oh, yeah.
So.
And then I forgot to bring my award. Oh, I was gonna pull it out of my hat, but I did receive, thanks to Ron, actually gave it to me just today. I got an award for outstanding performance for the Summer 48 for my role in Wind Chimes, and that was a very emotional role, and it was a very personal role, and it was I'm very honored to have received that award.
Yeah, it's been because of COVID or whatever. Yeah, actually, here it is. We really haven't seen each other because of COVID.
No, right, exactly.
Our busy schedules and whatnot.
Right, so we haven't seen anyone probably since June. I haven't seen anyone.
Yeah.
It's when we filmed the 48. Great.
How was that filming during COVID? Was it?
We kept the set really small. There's only a small handful of people on set, so it was easy to social distance, and a big portion of our filming was outside. Okay. So we made it easy for ourselves that way. But we practiced. We did masks, we did hand sanitizer. We just kind of kept everybody safe.
Have you done any films since that one, or that was it?
No, I haven't done anything since then. I'm in pre-production and post-production on a few things, but no actual filming.
So what do you like to do primarily as a team, your role in the team for a 48? Do you like to produce? Do you like to act? Do you write? Do you behind the camera?
Right. I do a little bit of both in front and behind the camera. What I like about our team is that we do mix it up. So sometimes you're the actor and sometimes you're the director or the writer. I'm generally on the writing team. We don't have just one writer, so we typically have, the sweet spot right now is about 3 writers.
Okay.
2 to 3 writers, and then we have the most recent one. I actually was on camera. I hadn't been on camera for a couple of them, I don't think. The last few before that, I think I was more so either just like kind of an extra, or I had been a director. I really love directing, so like writing and directing is really very enjoyable for me. But I'm happy anywhere on set. If I'm just part of the production, I'm really happy.
Gotcha. So, what are some, like for a newer team, what would some do's and don'ts be for that? Like things that absolutely work, things that don't ever do this because it's the wrong idea.
Biting off more than you can chew, as far as like number of locations is always a difficult one, trying to run from place to place to place. Teams have done it, but it really is a challenge. So minimizing your number of locations is a really, I think, it's sort of we've learned that lesson. And also number of people on set. I mean, before COVID even, it's very difficult when you have too many cooks in the kitchen. Sometimes it's hard for people to stay in their lane. Just having clear expectations going into it. So if you're going to be on the team, make sure everyone has to kick in and help throughout the entire process. But making sure that you understand your role and you don't cross boundaries, because sometimes it's such a short period of time. You can't be playing games. You can't be arguing over details. If that's your job, make sure that person is allowed to do their job.
Have you guys ever been burned by like just
yes,
too many head cooks? I guess is that the right word for it?
I really think we've only had one really bad 48, and it's the time of which we do not speak because the person that made it very challenging. We're really not connected with them anymore. Or they're still in the film community, but we just were not a cohesive team. That person was very negative, and I remember I'm generally a good sport. I can kind of have fun anywhere I am, and I remember Pauline coming to me, and things were falling apart. It was that person had pissed off the location. We were getting kicked out of a location because of crossing boundaries, and people actually quit the film halfway through. We lost an editor. We lost our sound guy. I mean, because they were so disrespected by this individual. And I know Pauline's like, are you still? She was asking me like, are you still in? Are you still committed? And I'm like, Pauline, I'm like the violin on the Titanic. I'm going down with you. I'll be here the whole time. I remember using that analogy outside of the set that we were getting kicked off of. Like, I'm still playing that violin, babe. I'm here for you. So we stuck with it, and we ended up completing that film. But I haven't watched that film since then because I have such a negative association with it. Normally, the 48 for us is fun, and I'm very much focused on the process of the 48. I haven't always been focused on the product, so the process is so much fun. That's really what I look forward to. So it's like if we end up having a great film at the end, that's just bonus or gravy for me. But if we have fun doing it, that's the whole goal of the 48 and what I enjoy most about it.
What about going to see all the other films?
Yeah, it's so much fun. I mean, I enjoy the support. I'm generally supportive of other people in the film community, so I love cheering other people on, seeing what they come up with, and sometimes sitting through ones that are not as great, but finding the ones that are really awesome. And what I also enjoy is watching people develop throughout their career, because I think some people, you see them just starting out and you see their effort, and I remember there's some teams that are like high school kids, and you can see they're limited. All they have is like their parents' house to film in, but then they evolve, and you see them years later, and they're so good, and you see them learning from their process. So I enjoy that a lot, watching it, and we've evolved as well. Just so it's interesting to see how we've evolved from year to year participating.
You pretty much keep the same team. Or
Yeah,
you
we have
switch it
some
up?
people. We switch it up. I mean, we have a core group. I think that's always kind of with us. But what I also love about our team is people can come and go, and we don't like get mad at them about it. Like we support them if they want. They might be an editor and they want to start their own team, or if they're an actor that's on multiple teams, and we can still go and cheer them on the other team. So I think we don't have any. There's no drama really on our sets, which is really nice.
Have you done multiple teams?
I've done Dark Horses the majority of my 48 career, but I had two other teams that I was on prior to that. The very first team I ever was on, my first experience ever with the 48, I had never even heard about the 48, and someone mentioned, oh, you should go and try. So I went to one of the mixers where like, anybody need an actor? I didn't have any friends yet. So there was people that were looking for an actor, and I got on set, and I didn't know what was going on. I arrived on set, and they already had, before the thing started, they already had their screenplay. They already had the whole story written, and they shoved all the elements in a really like discombobulated format just to make it work. and the director was very stressful. Like, she was very high strung and unrealistic in her expectations of 48. So it was not a good start for me.
Kind of against the rules too.
Yeah, it was like right. So they were not at all what they were supposed to be doing. So but I didn't know any better. I'm like, is this what everybody's about? And then the second time I did it was a totally different team. They actually contacted me. They'd heard I was looking for a team, and they reached out. I'd never participated with them before, and that team was actually really fun to work with. They weren't as super organized, but they were more purists in that they didn't cheat. So it was very fun, and we got musical as our genre. I'm trying to remember if they got musical up front or if they threw it back and got musical. I don't remember how that happened, but funny story on that 48 is that I was only locations. I was going to be maybe like an extra because they were using my bowling alley at the time. So I was just kind of behind the scenes, and if they needed an actor, I was available. But I'm like, oh, musical? I'm definitely not going to be an actor in this one because it's a musical. And they had a lead actor, an actress, and we had written everything. We were setting everything up. On the way to the set, that lead actor who can sing got in a car accident. So he was knocked out. His car was out. We're like, we totally get it. Don't come. So then Mike Akers, got promoted to that role, and he's not really a singer. And then I'm like, good thing that's not me. And then I'm not going to mention any names of this particular actress, God love her. They already had written the songs that they were going to sing and had everything, the music ready, everything to go, and she just had to do the performance. And about a few hours into the process, she got explosive diarrhea.
Interesting.
Yes. It was cursed. So she was like, where is she at? Like, what's taking so long? And I went and checked on her, and she was so sick, like so sick, food poisoning, something like that. So she had to leave set. So guess who? The only female left on set was the only one. I got promoted to the lead singer of the musical. So that was a really interesting, and it's available somewhere online. I recommend you don't watch it.
I was saying maybe I can put the link in the bottom.
Please, for the love of God. So if you want something to laugh at, then you can. But it wasn't supposed to be funny. It was a horror. It was a horror musical.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was my second 48, and then from then on, I pretty much hooked up with Dark Horse Productions.
I think there's probably been 2 musicals out there that have actually been really good.
Yeah, I've seen a few.
Maestro, I think, was my favorite.
Maestro was awesome. Yeah, that was a good one. And I like the one that Len did too, that really creepy one that Robbie and Len did.
That's the only 2 that I
can't pronounce the word how they said it. It was it was Latin or something.
Yeah.
But that was a really good one too.
Absolutely. Do you have you ever tried to pick or always wanted to pick a genre that you were never able to get? Like, is there one that you wish we could have got that one?
I love dark comedy. We've never gotten dark comedy. We've never even gotten comedy. I don't think we've always we've never gotten comedy. And we tend to make things funny even if it's not our genre. But it would be nice to have that sort of get it organically. What
do you dread picking?
Well, I already lived through a musical, so I know that we can survive that. I'm not a huge fan of sci-fi because we don't typically have the resources to make it really cool. And such, I'm not comfortable with special effects or like the creatures you can do, aliens. It's just not my thing. So I generally not. And also, there was one year they had something like nature film, which I was not looking forward to. I don't even remember what that was.
They switched them up this year.
Yeah.
They just didn't announce them yet.
Oh, okay. I can't wait to hear what they are. That's exciting. Well, that's something that's so funny. That's just like waiting for. Some people wait for like the announcements of like the nominations for Oscars. We're like, what are the genres for the 48 going to be? Like we get so excited, and we're just like waiting with bated breath to see when they're posted, and we always see like, oh, this is a new one. This is gone. Like we just pay attention to those things. So that's something we look forward to every year. Is the much awaited genre release.
If you could change one thing about the 48, what would you change? Like a rule or like...
Can you make it 49 hours? No, just kidding.
Everybody says that.
I figured I've heard that answer before. That extra hour would make such a difference. Yeah, I think that I'm really pretty good with following rules, so I don't have any that I feel like were really irrationally planned. I like the new rule change, how they give you two, and you can pick which one, and you can combine them. I felt like that really brought a lot to the whole competition, and because I felt like that whole stress of throwing back was a little bit much. Because you didn't want to get something worse than you already had, so you felt like you were stuck in a rock and a hard place. So I never liked that. But for some reason, if you just get two up front, I feel like there's not as much stress or pressure to pick or throw back. So I do like that rule. But otherwise, I don't have a lot of. I don't know if there's anything I really don't like about the 48. But I don't think I have any suggestions.
Have you ever been to Filmapalooza?
I have not.
No.
No, I would like to go. Maybe if we are winning in the future, we would go.
I think this year or January or whatever is in Washington D.C.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I haven't seen that yet.
This is the 20th year of the 48, and that's where it started.
Oh, wow.
So
the 20th. Right.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
they said they told us in one of our first meetings that it was going to be in Hollywood this year, and then I think they just sort of got changed.
So next summer will be the 20th, or this coming
No, this
fall?
is the 20th this
Wow.
year. 2020.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I don't remember that from the summer. That's
Yeah.
great.
Do you have any projects that are up and coming that you want to plug that you've been working on in post or
Yes.
in pre-production?
Right. The big one in post is still the much-awaited Granny Panties. I know that we had that. We did the rough cut screening at the Cleveland Film Commission, but we have just not gotten it done. I mean, I'm so close. I have a rough cut. There's a couple scenes that need to be fixed, and then I need a score. So Eli, I'm coming at you. You know who you are. I need to get a score, and then as far as pre-production, I'm working with Disaster Mind Productions with Aaron Cabrera, and we are in a very, very in-depth pre-production for his next short film, which is Where the Shadows Feast. So we're going to be releasing some information about that. We're going to have all sorts of. It's not. It's a little bit kind of like a sequel. There's actually a whole universe that's kind of intertwined. That's going to include a few different shadow-related films, or those are short films, and also working towards. We have actually a series that we're working on. We have 3 seasons right now. It's a 3-season package. So that's going to be very exciting. So we are doing all sorts of, Aaron's got the storyboards out. We've got some talent secured. That's really amazing. We'll release more information. We have a lot of hype that's going to be around this film. It's going to be very exciting.
And that first one, if I'm not mistaken, won like 28 awards.
Yeah, they were accepted into something like 40 to 50 different festivals internationally, and brought home over 20 of the awards. Right. Wind chimes, yeah. Yeah, so it was a very successful production, and I anticipate the next one to be even bigger.
How would somebody get a hold of you or see you on social media or find any of your films? Do you have like a YouTube channel? I can attach all that stuff to here.
I do need a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I need someone who knows how to do a demo reel too, because I haven't collected all my stuff. But Crissy Kolarik on Facebook. I also have Wildcard Casting and Wildcard Productions, so you can look up Wildcard, one word, on Facebook. A lot of the projects I've been casting have been put on hold. I had some bigger productions that were supposed to come this summer, and they were all put on hold. So those eventually will be picked up again. I know that Shadow's Feast will have casting. There was a production coming out of LA that I was working on called Copley Road. I don't know if you guys heard about that one. I was going to be the casting director for Copley Road, but they obviously put that on hold. So that'll be another project that I'm on. And I had just a few small projects here and there that I've been casting just on the side. So that keeps me busy.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right.
Bye, everybody.